Hey, welcome back to Carlo Prusa MMA. I'm Carlo Prusa, and I'm with a special guest. I am with an undefeated mixed martial artist who's taking on Tyler Jones in a couple of weeks at LFA. He is Mr. Ilay Barzilay. Eli, it's been a while, man. How you been doing?
Yeah, it's been a while. Glad to be back. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. So in this past year, you've been pretty active. You've already had two fights, two victories. You're coming off of a victory against James Pleasant at LFA 164. You're looking to ride that momentum against Tyler Jones. Overall, what are your expectations for the contest?
I think it's gonna be an interesting one. I definitely see me dominating him and finish him. And I think he's another prospect like James Pleasant. Also, he was a prospect before he fought me. I think he's another prospect. He had a good amateur career, and he had some good debut win in his professional career. But definitely see me dominating him. I think we're in a different level, and I can't wait to show you and prove it on December 15th.
Now, overall, how have you been enjoying fighting at LFA? I mean, LFA is one of these promotions that is known to sending guys to the UFC. Do you feel fighting against high-level guys like Tyler Jones, do you think that's going to get you there to achieve your goal?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a huge platform to fight in LFA, and I felt, I felt that that's a big stage to fight it. Let's fight. I felt it because they promote the fighters very good, and they want to push them to the UFC. And I think, yeah, I think I had already two fights that I did them in big promotions, LFA and George Masvidal promotion. Now another fight in LFA. That's definitely put me right on the spot. And to fight against a good opponent that's better for me either because I can show my level.
You know, you mentioned Jorge Masvidal. Your first professional fight was against Eddie Lamont at Savannah, Georgia. I was there in attendance to watch that one. You put on an amazing victory. Following that contest, after that victory, did you see a notice? Do you see maybe more people gratifying or going towards you, and maybe you being accepted by the MMA community a little more after that contest?
Yeah, for sure. Because amateur and professional is different. And I had a good amateur run. I've been first ranked in Nevada, and then I moved to the professional, and then I need to show the people that I'm also gonna do good in my professional career. And I definitely took on a challenge, not easy challenge. Most of the fighters didn't want to fight him because the opponent he was so long and big for the weight class. And I knocked him out in 20 seconds. Definitely, that put some spot and light on me. And as my nickname, the hype. So I just show the people why the hype is real, and there's more people now supporting the hype. It's getting bigger and bigger.
You know,
It's
following
not a
that contest, if you talk about it back then, you'd think it'd be hard to top that performance against Eddie Lamont, but you kind of did it at Cage Warriors against Christopher Figueroa. You picked up a big knockout, 20-something second knockout, huge performance. Can you walk me through the finish a little bit, what you were seeing, how you finished it?
Yeah. So I was scheduled originally to fight against I think his name is Pelan Caron. He was like 7-2 amateur or 8-2 amateur, and he was 2-0 in the professional career. So I was supposed to have a tough opponent, out opponent. He pulled out like 2 weeks before, and then the only one that agreed was Chris. And I just I thought I gonna knock him out very early, and I just I hit him. He put his head down. He wanted to grab me to go to some takedown. I grabbed some stand-up guillotine and I finished him. Honestly, it was the easier win that I have. I mean, he was the easier opponent that I had. I had three professional fights, and he was the easier one. So I feel like the other ones show more my level and my skills. But to be honest, it doesn't matter who it was in the same night. It doesn't matter if it was Chris or if it was other good fighter. I will finish each one either. So you know, just good night in the office. Good day.
You made your debut in LFA against James Pleasant. You were able to squeak out a split decision victory there. Do you think you did enough to win on every single judge's scorecard?
Fuck no. Oh, definitely not. That was the craziest. I mean, if I was a fan and I will just watch the fight from the TV, I will be like, holy shit. But you know, it's not a secret. As the commentators say after the fight, they say the judge are only here to break your heart. And I definitely don't understand what happening there because hey, what first round I give him the first one. All right, it was a close one, but he's the home guy and everything. I give him the first round, but the other two, it was clearly there's no way he could win this because I don't think he even threw one punch at me at during those two rounds. I just dominated him in the ground and in every aspect. But you know, what's matter that in the end I won the fight. That's what matter. Another win for the record. But it's kinda I'm gladly my style is to finish fights. I don't look to go for the decisions. I'm looking only to finish the fights. So then the judges won't break my heart. But sometimes you fight against tough guys, you can't finish them. So just you gotta make sure you dominated the fight, and that's what I did. I dominated. Even that almost wasn't enough, but you know,
You know, from talking to you in the past, I could tell you're kind of like a perfectionist. You want to get out there, you want to make it clear that you get the job done. You know, coming off of a split decision victory, does that maybe get you more motivation to go to the fight against Tyler Jones and maybe pick out a quick first round finish?
not about. I don't care about the split decision because obviously it wasn't split. Like obviously, you know, it was a clearly dominate win. I more care about the fact that I didn't finish him, and that's what motivated me. I really want to finish the next fight just to make a statement. You know, I don't think he's an easier fight than James, but I do think James is the tougher guy than him, and he can make more problems because he's so long. I don't think he could take the punches that James took. But you know, even if so, I can dominate another fight for 15 minutes. It's gonna be either that or either I'm gonna finish him first or second round.
You know, in the past year, you've definitely made some improvements to your game. I mean, you've had some great performances in there, gained some more wins, building yourself up. Your gym, Extreme Couture, has also been very successful. What is it like training with those boys?
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's my third camp that I'm doing at Extreme. Third, no, sorry, it my fourth camp that I'm doing at Extreme, and it's amazing. I like the vibe. There's a lot of Brazilians too as in the team, so I can, you know, I have a lot of friends, and the schedule there is great. Everyone is pushing each other. My main partner for the last two fights, for the last two camps, it's Juliana Rosa. Is a UFC fighter. Is a veteran, a lot of time on this fight game, and you know, he's a high level guy to work with. He have crazy pace, so I getting a lot of rounds with him. I'm in great shape, great pace, and I never have really easy rounds. Everyone around me is a killer. So I think all of us are ready for a lot of challenges.
Now, are you still doing where you train sometimes in Vegas and also in Brazil with your team up there as well?
So yeah, I really like Brazil. Of course, it's a little bit easier for me in Brazil because of the culture. I know I'm very connected to the culture in there, to the culture in there. and obviously everything. I really love Brazil, and I think there's a great training in there. So I like to go there and start my camp in there, and then finish my camp in the US, having some hard and tough rounds to finish the camp. I feel like that's what works better for me. Between fights, I can really improve my striking base in Brazil and my grappling base, and then to get sharper and do a lot of rounds, I'm doing it in the US. That's worked pretty good for me, and I feel just this camp, it was good timing. Honestly, Carlo, I don't need more than 40 days to get ready for a fight, because I'm training all the year. I'm always in shape. So even 40 days, I feel like that's enough and more than that.
I was going to mention how important is that? I mean, if you look at MMA, obviously, it's still a young sport, if you will. Maybe 20, 25 years ago, it was nothing what it is now. And it's not just the popularity, the money in it. It is the competition itself. 20, 25 years ago, you'd see guys who'd camp for 3 months. They'd fight, and then they'd be on the couch maybe for 2 months, 2.5 months. You can't do that anymore. If you want to be a world champion, if you want to get to the UFC, you need to be a well-rounded fighter that trains almost every single day. Is that a philosophy that you have adapted, and do you see the importance of that to try to make this dream come true for you?
Definitely, you gotta be active nowadays, because everyone is the young generation. Everyone is running after their dream. Everyone is there's so many talented fighters today and active fighters. So that's very important, especially at this point. Like at my point, at, I'm in the beginning of my professional career, and it's super. I'm young. I can push a lot, so it's important, to be active and to get that experience. So yeah, I think fighters should be in shape all the year to be ready for whatever. And and yeah, I think that's definitely gonna take part of my future success, because I'm not resting after fights. Always I'm working. Sometimes, yeah, I work harder. Sometimes I work less hard, but all the time I work hard. I don't have easy trainings. I'm every day in the gym, and that's gonna take a big part of my success in the future.
You're a very young, high-level mixed martial artist. It's kind of crazy to see that you were born in 2003. You're very
And
developed
one,
for
yeah,
your age. You put on some very high-level performances. I mean, you have the potential to be one of the younger potential champions of the UFC and one of the potential champions or fighters in the UFC in general. Do you think that d- how do you look at it? Do you see it as an advantage? Do you see any disadvantages with it?
there's some yeah, there's some advantage to it, and there's some plus and minus. The good things is the good thing. I mean, it's good if you can deal with it. It's depend on the personality, because with that come also some pressure and some light. And if you can deal with pressure and lights on you, so that's the wrong sport for you. But if you can deal with the pressure, uh, and you feel like you can make the most of it, so it's definitely good, because you're gonna like look. I'm in the gym. If two people looking at me and watch me spar, I feel like I perform better. So you can imagine like thousands of people's, I I perform much better. You know, yeah. I feel like the more the opportunity is bigger, the I gonna perform also better. So yeah, I think I'm not trying to hide. I'm not trying to um I'm not trying to be too humble. I think I know my position. I think I'm a future star, and I see myself in the UFC next year. And my job is just to prove it right now, just to prove my level, to prove why I belong to this level, and to keep finishing these guys, because like I say, they good, but they're not in my level. My level is with the sharks, with the killers, and that's why I think I need to just keep winning and prove it. And I like to fight happy. I like to train happy. If I'm happy, I'm unstoppable. I just gotta be happy. I just gotta enjoy the journey, not overthinking. Just enjoy it. That's what I'm do. That's what I'm doing. There's no secrets. I'm enjoying the journey, and I'm living my dream. That's my secret. If I'm happy, I am unstoppable.
Now, you mentioned you were hoping to be in the UFC by next year. What are you thinking? What is your pathway there? Is it going to be a contender series? Is it going to be maybe a last minute fight? Someone pulls up, you step in. You think it could be an ultimate fighter? What are you thinking?
I'm not sure. I think I mean I'm ready for everything. For everything they're gonna give me. But for now, I gotta focus on this. I gotta finish him, and I gotta make a big statement. After that, I finished the fight for this year. It's gonna be my third fight this year, and all I can say is I'm gonna be ready at any point, any moment next year. I'm gonna be ready for any call, and you know, I'm 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 training all the time. I'm always active, always in shape. So I'm one of those guys that gonna be ready for any call at any time and gonna get his opportunity. But whatever they're gonna decide, I'm pretty sure that after this performance, it's gonna be very hard for a lot of people to deny me or to not put me on the big stage, because I think everyone gonna see my skills after that.
A lot of people don't realize, well, MMA is such a big sport, and if you're at the highest level, you can make a lot of money. There's a lot of sacrifices that fighters in your position especially need to go through. I mean, obviously, you have family in Brazil, you train in Vegas, you don't get to see them all the time. Some guys have 40-hour jobs, 40-hour week jobs, and they got to balance that and kids and a wife and everything with training. What has that sacrifice been like for you, and how do you get yourself through it?
That's taking a lot. That's taking a lot from you. There's always some Israeli fighters that coming to young Israeli fighters or young fighters all over the world, and they talk about it. They talk how hard it is to sacrifice, to be far from your family, to be far from your friends, to be far from your comfort zone. But when you when you grow up in the sport in small countries like my country, where the MMA is still not super developed in there, you gotta make some sacrifices. You gotta and that's taking part of that's taking part of this business. That's part of this business, to make some sacrifices. And I can tell you it's very hard, especially in the beginning. But there's nothing compared to the feeling that you pass that you did. Nothing compared to the feeling after you win, because then everything, all what you did, it's paying off. And and that's the most important. As hard as it is, it's even sweeter to win. It's the nothing like that. Nothing, I can compare nothing to the feeling of the win.
You take a lot of pride in being an Israeli fighter. What would that mean for you to be able to fight in the UFC and to be able to be a very big figure in this sport and being able to represent your home country?
To fight in the UFC for me, it's gonna be huge. Not only because, of course, the first thing is actually to fight and representing my country by the best thing that I can do, which is fighting. But I really want to show the Jewish spirit. I really want to show the Israeli spirit by my fights. If you watch my fights, you can see I'm fighting until the end, not giving up in every second, always giving all my heart. And just like my country, just like the people in my country, just like my friends that are in a war right now in Gaza. So I definitely feel like I'm a big representative of the Jewish country of Israel, and yeah, to fight in there. I think that's huge. I think if you support each one that's supporting, the Jewish community and fighters and Israeli athletes, I think they should follow my path because I feel like I'm representing my country by how I'm fighting, by how I represent Israel, by the talk, by everything. So to be there, it's mean so much for me. That's my dream, and if I can do it, and I will do it in the same time that Nathan gonna be also in the UFC, I think it's gonna be huge for Israel. Like me and Nathan same time in the UFC, that's gonna be huge, and that's my dream. He's already did it. He made it, and he's now he's in his path to the top, and I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be there next year.
What's it like having a mentor like Natan? I mean, someone that you train with almost every single day, someone you've looked up to even before you started fighting. Was it like to have him for advice and to grow together as mixed martial artists?
That's big because there's so many fighters today that they lose in their path, and I had a good example of someone that he didn't really have someone to show him the path, but he made it by himself, and he found a way, to make it, and then it's helped me a lot because he showed me his path. He showed me like how you do it, and of course, in the end of the day, I gotta train out. I gotta win. I gotta do my job. But to have someone that show me the path, that like you said, like a mentor, big brother, that means a lot because not each one have that. So I'm glad for that. We trained together a lot of years. He we trained together after he fight his first amateur fight, and before I even had my when I was like 14 years old or something like that. So, to be together with him in the biggest stage of the world, it's gonna be huge for me. Of course, he's like my idol. So that's a dream that's a dream that's gonna come true.
One thing that I'm learning on the regional scene for younger professional fighters are they're very selective in who they fight. Obviously, you are known as a top prospect in the MMA community. Is it tough for you to find fights? Do a lot of people not want to fight you?
Yeah, that's really tough. I getting a lot of refuses. Of course, I don't post about each one, but there's a lot of fighters that don't want to fight me, and I can't Blame them. To be honest, I know, like, it's funny, but I'm serious. I can't blame them because I can kind of even understand them. I'm a hard fight. I'm not an easy fight for no one. So if someone is beginning his professional career and wanna fight me, it might not be the best idea for him to build his professional career. But I'm glad there's some fighters that love the challenge and they take the challenge and accept that, like James did, like everyone that fought me, like Eddie and like Tyler right now. So I'm glad because I like the challenge, but not each one is like me. I like the challenge. I'm gonna go after the challenge, and if someone think he's better than me, I wanna see it. I wanna see if he's better than me because if he fights me, he probably thinks he can beat me. So it's a little bit personal for me. I definitely wanna show him that he did a big mistake for choosing the fight with me. But with that being said, I respect that he chose to fight me and accept the challenge because most of the fighters today not doing it, not doing that, and they run from the challenge.
So this past year, in addition to fighting, you've got to be a part of another moment that really captured the MMA community. You were behind the scenes for the unveiling of Deshaun Strickland. Sean Strickland, when that famous post that's out there where they gave him the Hennessy bottle and they put the do-rag. What is it like trading with him? I mean, shocks the world, beats Israel Adesanya, shows how good his defense is and how much defense can matter in a contest. What is it like being around that guy?
To be around Sean, it's very funny and very motivated because everything he say, I feel motivated by that. I really, really, really respect him as a fighter, as a mentor. Um, he's the kind of he's the guy that's gonna push everyone to the limit and stuff. And I like it. I really like it. I think he's a great example for the MMA community. And as you is a good example as a champ, as a person, you know, because he's a simple person, and he can show you can be great, you can be big, you can be champ, and still being a simple person. So it's kind of nice to see. And I feel like he became nicer after he became the champ. I feel like he's more like taking care of each other. I don't know. It's kind of funny. I feel like he try to show that it didn't make him that happy, but I really think it made I really think it made him very, very happy, and I'm glad because I think he deserved it. The guy I trained with him a lot of years is working his ass all the time. He's in the gym all the time. He's having hard rounds. He's literally sparring almost every day. So he sacrificed his brain to be champion, and to make the things that he does today. So I give him a lot of credit by that.
I really think that Sean Strickland is one of the most underrated fighters in the UFC, even a champion, but people don't really, I think, as a whole, appreciate the defense. I mean, what he did against Israel Adesanya was absolutely unbelievable. Just to talk about it a little bit. What do you think of his defense and how level do you really think it is?
I think it's the next level because people are like, oh, but his style is not making nothing. His style is nothing special, but that's the thing. You don't need to be that special if you have good basic, because basic it can win fights. If if he can win the UFC championship by throwing only jabs, so that's for me the next level. I think his basing is great, his defense is great. I feel like a lot of people don't really understand that kind of style. People don't understand pressure very good, but it's different when you see it and when you feel it. It's two different things, and I believe we're gonna stay champion for pretty good time. I feel like.
So me and you, we keep in touch a little bit, and I have to bring this up here. We were talking about Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. Valentina was a huge, huge favorite, and I asked you what's your prediction. You called Alexa Grasso, but somehow you didn't go to the sports book and put in a bet. Overall, what did you think of that performance? And do you regret not putting a bet in that?
Man, if every time I will put a bet when I was right, I will do some good money today. But yeah, but yeah, Alexa, she's a warrior. Those Mexican fighters, they're warriors. They know what they're doing. They know how to fight. I can never underestimate them. And you know what? Next time I'm gonna put my bets in.
All right, last question for you, Eli. In a perfect world, what goes down December 15th, my man?
What's going down? Oh, that's a good question. Look, I don't have a direction like if the fight's gonna be on the feet, on the ground. what I'm confident that I can I can make the fight wherever I wanna make the fight. I don't think he would want to grapple with me. I think he would try to strike me until you're gonna see the difference in the level of the striking we have. And I pretty confident I gonna knock him out. Might be submission too. I can't say where he's gonna go, but I gonna finish him, or either I gonna knock him out or I gonna submit him. But we see. I gonna have a lot of Israeli supporting there. There's a lot of Israeli people that's gonna come to support me. So it means a lot to me. For me, it's like a dream come true because I never fought in Israel, and now I'm fighting in Vegas, which I'm a local. It's like a home for me. So to have all that Israeli support, especially in this time, that means a lot to me. And I think we're gonna explode the arena. And I think LFA, everyone gonna understand about the hype. That the hype is real. That's what I'm gonna show December 15th. I think he's preparing hard. I think he's really taking this fight serious. I'm sure, but I just don't think that's enough for him because of the difference of the level we have and preparation and everything. So I can't wait to prove it.
Eli, thank you for sitting down with me once again today. I really appreciate it. Good luck to you, and good luck proving to everyone that the hype is real.
Thank you very much, Carlo. Great question as always. I'm glad to be back. Thank you very much, brother.